Hello, welcome to Ephemeraphiles by Tomi. And I had a big boo-boo. I made the band, the cover band. I made the cover, and I did some work inside along with adding in my my signatures. And apparently I did not press record when I started all of that. I did get a photo at the end because that's when I pushed the button to stop and it took a picture. So I'm going to share with you where I am thus far in my Wild Hare Kit journal. It does have a name now called Don't Quit Your Daydream. So I'm going to try to show you the things that I did that didn't get recorded. It's not finished yet. It doesn't have all of the goodies and stuff in it. Right now it's just the paper and the things that had to be done before I could sew the signatures into the book. So here we go. I have a few people who have commented they don't like to have the closure attached to the book because it gets in the way when they are working on it. And this is something I have done before. Let's see, what journal was it that I did that on? It was one of the garden journals, one of the first ones I made. So I will link it below if I can, or when I find it, because I know which one it was. I just can't think of the name of the journal right now, so to share with you which video to look for. So this is the cover thus far. This is the journal band that I make in place of attaching the journal cover. And all it is, I'll scoot this over here. It's a piece of the cardboard from the kit. I have covered it with a fabric that picks up on a lot of the colors that are in the journal. I glued that down with Fabri-Tac, and then on the inside, I covered the inside of the cardboard with a purple file folder that I had. I cut it down and covered the cardboard with it so that I could make this stronger and to cover up the cardboard. And then I added this, what is this? It's not seam binding, is it? Because seam binding is solid. This is the lace that you get with seam binding. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the name right now. You know what I'm talking about though. And I glued it along the raw edges of the fabric that I had folded over on those two ends. And then I glued some white lace in between that because I wanted the purple to show through. Then I took some more of the, I'm just going to call it seam binding, and wrapped it around the ends. You can see that I just wrapped it around. And then where the joining is, I put in an eyelet with my Cropadile. They are black to pick up on the black on that. And then I just took some more of the seam binding and I threaded it through and tied a little knot here so that it doesn't come flying out like it already did once when I was trying to tie it together. And that way you don't have the interference, and some people don't mind. I like having mine attached, but I thought that I would show you how to do this. I will do a separate tutorial on how to do this and try to remember to turn the video on when I do that. So I will set this to the side. Just real quick, I'm going to show you something that I did make. I was getting a little exasperated with not being able to tell when I was on screen and when I was too close to me. And so today I covered a piece of foam core with contact paper. I covered the edges with some washi tape that coordinated. On the back side, I have duct tape holding the other side of the washi tape down, and it also keeps the mat from sliding on my desk. And it measures what my camera sees. So I focused my camera and I measured from this side, wherever it is, to this side with a tape measure on my desk. And then I went this way and I cut the foam core to fit that. So now I'm hopefully not going to struggle anymore with being in camera. Just a little side note there. I'm really happy with it too. And since it's contact paper, it wipes off. So here is the journal thus far. One of the things that I did in that last video that did not get recorded was I created the cover. And I don't think you can see the sparkles. But I used, first thing I did was I gessoed the front of it because it was just the bare cardboard from the kit. I put white gesso on the front of it using my, as Pam at the Paper Outpost says, my finger tool. And I can't say that with a straight face, so I will let her say that. I used my finger and I just smeared it in. I will tell you though, these are some of my favorite tools. And then I took my Distress Oxides, and I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 19 because this kit was so colorful. I just pulled out everything that went, plus the black, plus the vintage photo, which I haven't used yet. I dabbed with, where is it? With this tool. It's just a sponge that's on a little handle. And I just dabbed into each of the colors, except for the black and the vintage photo and the pumice stone. I didn't use that either. Excuse my nose, I've got a sinus infection. And on top of the gesso, I just dabbed and ended up covering it up, but I think it adds to the layers. Then, after that was all dry, then I took a stamp, a foam stamp that I got for 32 cents years ago, and it still looks brand new because these things clean really well, and even if they don't, they still work well. And I chose 4 of the primary colors. I actually chose them according to what was in this band, and I stamped those on top of the gesso. Then I went around each one with a rose gold marker, and then a gold marker, and then a rose gold marker just around the bumps. Let's see, and I took a gold Sharpie and a black Sharpie and went through and did all the extra little dots inside. I have some sparkly markers and I went around those corners. I believe that was the turquoise, but it doesn't really show up on the different colors. It kind of does on the green. It really shows up here though, in the centers of the circles. Then I took some of my clock stamps, which I have several sets. These are 2 of them that I used the most. And I think that the 3 of these are this set. And I just stamped these 3 clocks. And then I stamped the hands. And then I went through my Tim Holtz clippings sticker book. And I found the words to make a little poem. It's not a rhyming poem, but I think it still counts as a poem because of the way it works. And it says, "To dream of all the happy days, these fond memories, thoughts of the past, a place in my heart. Happy dreams do come true," or happy dreams come true. And so I put them in there and I did some messy sketching around them with white and black marker. If you use a micron pen like I did to do the black, you want to make sure and have a scratch paper where every so often you can just come over and you can clean off the gesso and ink. Otherwise you will ruin your pen. And then the other pen that I used was the Pilot G2 in white. And you can't really see it on the camera, but you can see hints of it on there, and it just adds to the little messy scratchings around. When I sewed my signatures in, I added buttons to the spine. And the way that I did that was, as I came out, I put a button on and then went back through it immediately and pulled it tight against the hole. And I did that for each of those. This is the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Then when I went back in, I just sewed under that button. I am going to come back with some Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac and glue the buttons down because they are having a tendency to slide just a little tiny bit, but not much. And then again, the back, I am just leaving plain with this label because I really like it, and this was the inspiration. So I'm going to do a quick flip through so you can see how I have the pages arranged and some of the things that I've added in. This is not a final flip through because I don't have pockets made and I don't have other things in here like journaling cards and tags and such. No paper clips or anything yet. So just a quick flip through. I will explain some things. There is stamping in here. I made journaling lines. These are all from the stamps. It says time flies, and so I made all the clock hands go flying underneath. I am a little artsy fartsy. You can follow me on Instagram at Ephemeraphiles by Tomi, and I am posting a series, Make Art Every Day, of some kind of art that I am making each day. And you are welcome to join me in that using the hashtag Make Art Every Day, and tag me if you'd like. Here is the die cut that was included in the kit. I made a shaker pocket because I said I was going to use as much stuff as I could, and this is packaging from one of the sticker packets. So I added some of my beat dyed paper. I added the die cut. I added a bunch of sequins and shiny stuff in here. And I sewed this yarn on because the seam was right here where the envelope opened. And I wanted to make sure that it stayed closed. I also stitched, and you can just barely see it, right down the middle of the medical tape. My sewing machine did not like that at all, because I didn't want any of the sequins to go sneaking out. I wanted it all to stay right there. When you use medical tape, you will want to use some kind of a powder to take away some of the stickiness. This is an EK Success tool. You do not have to buy it. It's filled with baby powder. You can also use, I have a tub of cornstarch, and you can just dip a paintbrush into that cornstarch, rub it over the stickiness, and it helps to alleviate the stickiness so that your pages aren't wanting to be together so badly. Just a little tip there. Right here I had to add a sticker because I closed the book before my stamping was dry. You can always cover up mistakes. Bob Ross says there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. And I love Bob Ross. Here's some of my stenciling. Now, I will tell you, this is kind of odd because I took all 19. I did not take all 19 of the colors. There's not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 19, yes. I took out the black and the pumice and the vintage photo, and then I just divided them up into 2 stacks randomly. And my randomly didn't turn out so random, because when I was looking at them later, after I got it done, this was my first random page. And let's see, where is it? Too far. And this was the other random page. Now, I would have thought they would have looked a little more similar to each other, and they are not at all. Kind of fun, though. I kind of liked it. Here is a pocket, and I used the tape, the washi tape that was included in the kit. I dropped a pin, and so I covered it up with one of the stickers from the kit. That's a, I think that's onion skin paper. I'll have to look to make sure. This is some more of my beat dyed paper. This is where I tied in this signature using that hemp cord that was in the kit. And here's some more of that tape on this pocketed graph page. There's the stenciling. Sorry. Let's see. Right here I added a tab by putting one sticker on one side and then another sticker on the other side, and again using the powder to take the sticky off the part that showed. This is an acetate pocket. It is open on this end. I have not created what's going in it yet. I had this die cut piece and I thought it was very fitting. It says "I love you" to the stars in back, and it's on the background of the moon and stars opposite of the rockets. It is not a pocket, it's just on there. Some more stamping. And that's the first signature. Here's the second. It's very stiff because of all the cardstock that's in here. I tried to balance it with thinner papers like this and with the acetate and such, but it's still a pretty thick card. More beat dyed paper. Here's some stamping. My stamping bled through to the other side of the page because this writing paper is very thin. So I took the hearts that I showed you in the first video, maybe the second video, cut it down to size and made a pocket to cover up the bleed through. And I like this, whereas the time gone and I've got the hands flying away from the clock. And it picks up on the purple of the beat dyed paper. Here again are my little journaling cards that I connected with the washi tape. Here is the color catcher that I've told you about. I have a plan for it. More stamping. This is part of my, let's see, I think this is the Ogre Dyed collection, the Ogre Dyed paper. There's onion skins of all different colors, plus some shallot skins, plus some garlic skins. Made a very interesting color. Here I have a flip down. And I love this. It starts at the Earth's core, moves all the way up to the mantle. Here is the outer crust, the clouds, the near stars, and the far stars. More of the other side of the Ogre Dyed paper, more stamping, the color catcher, and the other side of those little journal cards. I tried to add as much writing space as I could because using the kit, there wasn't a lot of paper that had writing places. More beat dyed paper. And that's the second signature. Hopefully by the time I'm done working with it, it won't be quite so stiff. I'll have it loosened up a little bit. See, I stamped 3 layers. Was it 3 or 4 layers of clocks right here, and a little stamp that says "A Moment in Time" that picks up on the colors over here with the acorns. This is avocado dyed paper. This is one of the packaging pieces from the kit, and went ahead and covered up some of the logo. I liked office hours. It fit my theme. I haven't covered this up yet. I'm probably going to put a pocket there. Here's another piece of the packaging. I've included a little Project Life card here. And on the back it says "Making Me Smile." And it picks up on the oranges on both pages. Here I did some reverse stenciling. And that's where I used the stencil, and then I missed it after I have done the first stencil. I mist it with a little spray of water, and then I press it onto another piece of paper, and I get a reverse image of the stencil. Here's a little pocket that I made on that envelope flap. I put 2 Project Life cards together and formed a pocket right there. I've got a little thumb notch right there. More of my beat dyed paper. A little piece of artwork for you. It says "Don't Quit Your Daydream." And this is stamping, and also three of my glittery markers. One is Wink of Stella, one is a Spectrum Noir, the green is the Spectrum Noir, and then the yellow is Dollar Tree glitter marker, and I used those a lot. I liked how that turned out. Beat dyed paper. Here's the other side of the envelope. I closed this end of it with the washi tape. I took a piece of the cardboard from the packaging of the kit. This is one of the baby wipes that I used to clean off my stamps. And I just really like the way that the cleanup worked. Here's the rest of that particular baby wipe. And I will probably use those. I have a couple of more like that as well. And I put that on there to help strengthen this envelope because it was kind of old and a little weak. And I formed a pocket right there. More of that reverse stenciling. That was the second imprint, so it didn't have as much color. You could still write over it. Here's the other side of the packaging that the Project Life card was in. And this is a die cut that says, "A laugh is a smile that bursts." And I just left it like that so that you could see the rainbow behind it. I will put some washi tape or something right there, or I may just leave it open so you can take it out and use it if you'd like. Whomever gets this. More of the avocado dyed paper. I stamped this paper and with this stamp. I don't even know where I got it. It was old and grungy when I got it, but I still use it a lot. And then some more of those stamps from the clock sets and some stenciling right there. And that is the end of the third signature. So that was a quick flip through of where I am thus far. You can see the things that did not get recorded. That should have been recorded. And I need to be more careful about if I get my button pushed or not. I will continue to work on this and have a flip through when it's all done. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will get on trying to show you these two tutorials soon, and I would like to remind you, as always, be kind to one another. Bye.